All right, we are on week 5 of this semester, and today we are going to talk about warm colors and cool colors in lines. Warm colors, I didn't have a yellow expo marker, but we've got the pinks, the reds, and the oranges and yellows are warm colors, and our cool colors are purples, blues, and greens. So you're going to want to, if you do not have watercolor, I do not currently have watercolor at my house because it's all at the school and I couldn't get it this week. So I'm actually going to be using markers. If you do not have watercolor, you are very welcome to use markers. But if you have watercolor, I encourage you to get the watercolors out and to use the watercolors. You're going to want to focus on warm colors and cool colors. You're also going to need a black Sharpie. You're also going to need a pencil. You're going to need paper. If you have any books about rocks so that you can look at the rocks. So we are going to be drawing gems and rocks. Now, if you are going to use watercolor, you will need salt as well. So I'm going to get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need your pencil. And, I forgot to mention, and your ruler, because you're going to want to make straight lines. So the first thing you're going to start off doing is just connecting a bunch of small lines, all different angles. I'll give you an example in just a second. You're going to want to use your ruler and your pencil to kind of create the outside of your rock or your gem. Gem, G-E-M, not the name, J-I-M. All right, I'm going to connect this. So this is the outside of my rock or my gem, okay? So then you're going to want to draw circles within the gem, and that is just to give you a connecting dot, okay? So I'm going to take the corner of where I've already drawn and connect it to one of those dots. I'm going to do that with another corner and dot. I'll show you. So I've connected the line to the dot, the corner to the dot, okay? And then I'm going to connect those two lines. All right. So there is that. And then I'm going to just go from there and connect lines to the dots and the angles. So like that. Okay, and there is no right or wrong way to do this. You can make triangles, you can make trapezoid shapes, you can make shapes within the shapes. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So I just want you to be creative and to give your rock or your gem just that kind of definition, okay? So I'm just going to keep connecting my dots here and my angles. All right. Show you what it looks like. Like I said, there's no really wrong way. You're just trying to create shapes and angles within your first shape to kind of give it that geometric kind of look. One more, and then we will go over it in our Sharpie. Okay, so here is the first one. All right, and I'm going to get my black Sharpie and go over the lines. And you're going to want to decide, do I want this to be my warm colors or my cool colors? Because you're going to do two of these. You're going to do one that's warm colors and one that is cool colors. So you're going to want to collect colors that are in those categories. And remember, if you have watercolor, I really encourage you to use watercolor. I just didn't have any available to me this week. So if you're going to use watercolor, that's why you're going to want to use a Sharpie. It doesn't run, because you will be watercoloring your shape, your rock. So every little section is going to be a different color. So you're going to want to use lots of different colors. So I'm going to do warm colors first. And remember, if you're going to watercolor, you just use different shades of red, orange, and yellow. I have markers, so I'm going to be using different shades of yellow, orange, and red. Okay. And you don't want to do two yellows right next to each other, or two reds next to each other, or two oranges next to each other. So you're going to want to kind of switch it up a little bit so your rock looks interesting. I did yellow first, and now I'm doing orange. And I have some pinks too that you can use. Now, if you are using the watercolor, make sure to kind of make it look crystallized. That's what the salt is for. So if you are going to do watercolor, make sure you have some salt handy. So when it's still wet, you're just going to sprinkle tiny, 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 tiny bit of salt. You don't need a lot. Too much salt and it just falls off, really. So what you want it to do is you want the salt to dissolve into the water. So you want it to still be wet when you put the salt on. I'm doing pink. Red here. I really also encourage you to look for a book about rocks. I'm hopefully going to share with you guys tomorrow or this afternoon, whenever you're watching this, a book about rocks and gems. It's going to be on my Kindle, so it might be kind of hard to see. We'll just see how it goes. If anything, I can maybe take screenshots and send it to you. All right, let's see. You can try and stick with a sort of pattern. I'm just kind of going with, I don't want the same colors touching. All right, and remember, you are going to be creating 2 of these, okay? So I want you to create one that is all warm colors and one that is all cool colors, okay? And remember, warm colors are reds, oranges, and yellows and pinks. Cool colors are blues, greens, and purples. So I want to make sure you have all those colors ready. Experiment if you can with some watercolor. Maybe try to mix some colors. All right, if you were not able to be with us last week we did the story of the 3 little pigs, and we created our very own pig, and then we sponge painted a brick wall. So if you were wanting to recreate that and you were not able to be with us, you would need red paint, black paint, and white paint, and a sponge, and you'd need brown pieces of paper. And you just take the sponge, you dip it in the red, the black, and the white, and it creates kind of a brick look to the paper. And then you're going to need pink paper to create a pig, and then you're going to need all different kinds of colors of paper to create the pig's clothes. So if you have any more questions about that, just let me know. We had a fun time creating those in class last week. So I look forward to seeing your creations this week. And I was trying to finish up this one, but it's just kind of taking longer than I want it to. But this is what it looks like so far. I've just got 4 more shapes to color in. And remember, you're going to do 2 of these. So this would be your first one. This would be your warm color one. And then you do a second one, and that would be your cool color one. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you Tuesday afternoon.